Hey man, listen, we finally about to get Bradley Beal back tomorrow, Black. We about
Yes,
to get
sir.
a chance to see the big three out there. The Suns 12-10 on the season, sitting in seventh place, seventh seed. Like, how big is it gonna be for them to finally get a healthy Bradley Beal out there in that lineup and helping that team?
I feel like it's gonna be real big. If they're not gonna go and get a traditional point guard, how most teams have a point guard, you're gonna have Book kind of running, KD kind of running. You need Bradley Beal there. If not, you need to move Book back to the 2 and get a traditional point guard out there. But I've been waiting for this. You know, that's my boy from the Lou, one of my favorite players ever. I'm happy for him to be in a winning and a contending situation again. And I just hope he come back and he healthy and he can just finish the season out and man show what he really got.
Presented by Sleeper. We got the final results from the first inaugural in-season tournament with the NBA, Black. The Lakers knocked off the Pacers on Saturday, 123-109, to become the first team to win the in-season tournament for the NBA. Hey, bro, I know we talked a lot of crap back and forth, but that boy AD showed up and showed out.
Yes, sir.
41, 20, and 5 and 4 blocks.
He
That
was
man did all
everywhere.
he needed to do. Tell me what you saw out there that Saturday, Black.
Man, AD play like that. He was everywhere on the court, man. I'm talking about he was the general back there on the defense. He did his thing on offense. He attacked Miles Turner. Uh, he even got out there and constantly trapped Haliburton off them screens. So he had to give the ball up and get it out of his hands, man. Love how LeBron set the tone and set the pace of it. I feel like it was a success overall.
Yeah, man, I agree with everything you said. I felt like the biggest thing AD really did in that game, like he came out from the very outset. He set the tone. He established himself. He was aggressive as hell. He was all over the
Hmm.
board. He was going like he was attacking. He was driving
Yeah,
to the hole, getting in the paint and scoring. Like to me, he set the tone of their whole team. Like, cause once he come out like that, you already know LeBron gonna do what he doing regardless of
yeah,
when it came. You knew LeBron was gonna be LeBron, but when AD came out like that, I think he took the pressure off everybody. He made the game that much easier for everybody. You saw Reeves, you saw Russell, you saw guys coming off the bench, adding on. But I think AD, if he comes out with that mentality, he takes the pressure off the whole team and makes it easy. And
yeah,
if AD is playing like that, they are a championship contending team. They could beat
yeah,
anybody. I feel like.
yeah. Most definitely. I think father, not for really father time. I just think time. It's still early. It's early in the season. Them seasons be long. LeBron is in year 21.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're gonna make some moves. I think they should probably make one or two more moves before the trade deadline. But if they stay healthy and all that, they'll be a contender like always.
Yeah, man. Our young fella Tyrese still he had 20 and 11. It wasn't the same like how he had been doing the whole season. They did a good job trying to bottle him up and contain him a little bit, but
Yeah,
I still feel like this early in the season and so far in this in-season tournament, like this been Tyrese Haliburton coming out party for the season. I mean, he was an all-star last year, but I felt like we talked about he stepped into that other upper echelon of just above all-star where he's one of them dudes in the league. This first half of the season so far has been his coming out party. What do you think about that?
yeah. I think Halliburton had a great start. I done watched every in-season tournament game. I done called on him, man. He looked tremendous. He looked good. He looked like a superstar. He looked like a leader on that team. Um, I was waiting for a game like this to see
Come
where
back
he's,
down to earth a little bit,
yeah,
huh?
where he's standing, and you can still tell he still had 20 some points or so forth on, but they
And
took a lot
11.
of stuff away. So like if you was a boxer and your best punch was a right hand punch, and you got a guy in there in front of you that's taking that right hand away, what else can you do to give your team a chance? And I feel like he did a lot of things. It was a learning experience for him because like I agree. He finna start getting his ass jumped every
Yeah,
screen and roll that he tried to
yeah,
come off of. Like
exactly.
we trapping you and getting the ball out your hand, and that's what the Lakers did. That's why AD, them big guys, they got out there, they trapped him, they made him throw the ball to Miles Turner to take them threes. Miles Turner gonna have to work on that spot up 3-pointer because he gonna get a lot of open shots because Haliburton just been so good off the screen and roll action.
And to his credit, he still had 20 and 11, Black.
Yeah, that tells you his IQ. All right, well, yeah, you taking this away, but I can still attack on these wings. I can still attack early offense. Uh, great in-season tournament for them, man. I think it's a come out party for the Pacers as a whole. I look forward to seeing them in the playoffs in the East, and I hope they play the Bucks at some point or the Celtics in some point because I know them the Bucks and them Celtics want some payback for them young guys doing their thing in the East
Yeah.
season tournament.
Speaking on them Bucks, right? The Bucks, they didn't hit their stride for the most part. I mean, even though they got knocked out, in that semifinals by the Pacers to get to the championship. But what you think about what some of the reports that was coming out of there after that game they lost with Bobby Portis, kind of going off in the locker room and getting after everybody. But what you think of that?
I think it's new. When you bring in a superstar player in and you bring in a different coaching staff in with the basic of the team, Bobby Portis done been there the last couple of years. The rest of the team they've been there the last couple of years. So not only Dame is walking into something fairly new, but the team that's been there all these couple of years, they into something barely new too because they have a whole new coaching staff and a whole new scheme of things of how they want to do it. I feel like to see them 15-6, 15-7, or whatever their record is right now, that's a blessing. They can win and still learn, but I feel like it's a still learning process. I feel like we ain't gonna see the best Bucks until probably close to the All-Star weekend or after All-Star weekend. I feel like that's when we're gonna get the full force. I feel that's when they're gonna know their identities, they're gonna know where their shots come from, what it is to do. I feel like Dame is slowly getting to where it is. I feel Dame is in that LeBron and D-Wade mode where they not really tiptoeing on each other and not really trying to step on each other's toes to come out. Dame ain't had that game with like, shit, I'm finna shoot this motherfucker every goddamn time I touch that mug, like how he used to do, and just in that aggressive mode. I think he's still learning and seeing what it is, and when you bring a player like that and you bring in a coaching staff, it's like everybody is new now. Like Giannis
Yeah.
them ain't sucked in and had a game plan, and this is what we've been doing. These are the plays we've been running. Like everything is new to the whole team. So I think that it's just taking time, but luckily they so good and so talented that they still are winning games while they're learning, and that's a blessing.
When I first heard it, that happened, I was like, damn, how that get out, how everybody know, and I was kind of nervous, for to me it was like, damn, that ain't no good look for Coach Griffin being a new
Yeah,
coach,
it's
and,
not.
you got guys, not feeling you or whatever happened. You had the one situation with Giannis when he came out and it was the misunderstanding, just all of that with a new coach, a young coach, and he hasn't, he got these two mega stars that he's dealing with. So at first I was like nervous, but then I heard a follow up where Bobby Portis came out and explained what had happened, and it was basically he was just doing some vet shit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's a positive because they're a veteran team. They're a championship built team. They trying to win a championship. So for me to hear Bobby say the things that he was saying and explain, kind of, not really go into it all the way, but kind of give an explanation as to what happened. It wasn't in there like he was going off and getting in Coach Griffin ass or nobody else. He was just
Yeah,
expressing concern as an OG, as one of
as
the
a
veteran
team,
dudes on the
yeah.
team who's won a championship and saying, yo, we were supposed to get this game. They wasn't supposed to beat us. He frustrated and it came out like that. And I think that's good when you got players like that and it comes out in that way. It could be bad when it's just frustrating and this, that, and third. But when I saw his explanation, that made me feel more comfortable and confident that like they working together in the right way. And they got other guys outside of Dame and Giannis that's gonna speak up and say something that need to be said. And we know how important that could be because it can't always be the two best guys. It's gotta be somebody else.
Media be looking for this and that to try to run with, but sometimes something like that happens. That just shows who cares. It shows the people who really care about winning, really care about the team, and care about representing the right way. Like Bobby Portis feel like, man, I don't give a fuck on any given day. The Pacers shouldn't have beat us to get to where it is. We didn't work too hard to get in that position, and I understand it. Like, long as it's that, I can really listen to that. When you've been a detriment to the team, that's a whole nother story. But when you fighting and you speaking your opinion on a team that you feel that can be better, and you know you got the good guys around there and so forth on, I think it's always a positive. Like when you're not saying nothing, I don't know no team that's won anything that not talked or said nothing or had them deep conversation or had them team meetings or had them team and coach meetings together to try to push forward to put a better product out on the floor.
Hey, tell me this, Black. Can we trust the Pelicans? The New Orleans Pelicans went out there. I didn't like what I saw out of them as a team, as a unit. There's a lot of reports, a lot of criticism coming out about Zion right now, about his conditioning, his being in shape. You got, I don't know how true or false it is, but staff members allegedly are saying that they have been trying to persuade him or say this isn't good for your conditioning or your body, blah, 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 and he's not listening. What are we seeing from New Orleans, bro? Like, you saw his interview afterwards, and he didn't I didn't really like some of the things I heard him saying. Like, if you were aware that you didn't go hard or you was taking it like why are you taking it like you a young
Yeah,
supposed to be stallion out here? You supposed to be young and thugging it. Ain't no like breathing easy and chilling. You supposed to go for the jugular.
yeah. Man, with Zion, man, I just one day you have to listen to somebody, and you have to change as the years go by. You have to change your regiments because your body is not used to it. Your metabolism go up or so forth on. I hope he listens to somebody before it gets to the point where he done made all this money and he done been in the league this many years and he haven't really played at all. We never seen the full potential on him because he can never get back to the Zion Williams we were seeing coming out of Duke, the Zion Williams we were seeing leading. And with that being said, if you really look at his numbers, he still is putting up numbers. Like he's still putting up numbers. So I just hope he listens to somebody. And I want him to have a transformation like Kevin Love did. I want him to have a transformation like Draymond Green did. Like some of them guys who really changed their body. Not only when they changed their body, their career changed. When Kevin Love changed his body from the kind of chubby kid that was in, like he changed his body to for for better, and I feel like it was better for him. Same as Draymond. When Draymond just shedded the little baby fat off him.
When you say these things, you know who I directly think about immediately in my mind?
Well,
Udonis Haslam.
UD,
Zion Williamson should be calling Udonis Haslam and asking him, what
yeah,
the hell did you do when you got,
yeah.
because you seen UD at Florida and then
At
you seen
Florida,
UD when he
yeah,
got to Miami, it was
yeah,
like, what the hell? Who is this? Now, I knew
yeah,
UD since freshman year of high school, seeing he was
yeah.
always big, heavy, looking
Oh
like
well,
almost a
yeah,
football slash basketball player. That
yeah,
man went and came back from overseas and he changed his entire situation up and he
yeah,
has never, ever looked back. And when I say it's a lifestyle for him, that's why I say that I would love for Zion to try and connect with him and learn and try and get his regimen and try and get his
yeah,
mindset about how he went about it, because what he has done has never ever changed. He's been consistently ripped up, shredded up ever since he ever left. There's never been no up and down, come back, and then he's never been back there, like ever. Still right
ever
now to this day,
to this
he
day.
getting it
Yeah,
in. You go and look, he working on it like
he
that's
at the
a
gym.
lifestyle mindset change that he did, and I feel like
Yeah,
that's somebody who Zion should be trying to reach out to and ask, what did he do? How did he go about it? How did he change his whole situation and keep it like that?
yeah,
Because what Udonis has done has been sustainable. It ain't never wavered, and he still ripped the shreds to this day and still getting it in. So I mean, when
yeah,
you said
man.
those names, like when you talk about Draymond and Kevin, UD popped
Yeah,
straight to my mind because
UD.
I
Yup.
seen that. I'm like, what the hell happened with him? And this was before he got to Miami and that Heat coach. He did that prior to that.
Yeah.
So you gotta, you know what I'm saying?
And Zion, if you listen to this, man, you reach out to UD, he a real one. He will welcome you
Straight
with
up.
open arms, and I promise you, the type of dude UD is, he will help as much as he can.
Yeah, he gonna
Like I'm
learn
talking
from
about,
him. He
he'll be
gonna
in
learn,
New Orleans if he have to help you, just because you
bro.
reached out and you being real with it. So, man, if you ever get a chance, man, UD is one of the ones you definitely need to holler at.
Man, one of UD's quotables is it's just work. It's just work. That's what he say all the time because he gonna get it in. Let's get to these Clippers, Black. They 11-10 in the
Mhm.
West, sitting in the ninth seed. They 7-3 in their last 10 though, kind of coming on, but like
Yeah.
they out right now. They in the play-in situation. What you looking at with our Clippers, bro?
Same as the Bucks. But you know the Bucks are winning a few more games. But same as the Bucks, they are figuring it out. Like it's really like a figure out. We can't panic. You know, it's only a month, and it ain't even a month and a half for real. In they're figuring it out, and I feel like it's gonna take more time than the usual. I hope it don't take the whole season to figure it out. But it's good to have it early so you can figure it out and figure out where we're gonna go. Like Ty Lue got a lot of plays that he gotta orchestrate and run. He gotta make sure guys is in position. It's even guys that can really play that he gotta sit down and not give him as many minutes as a guy that usually might deserve to get. So it's a lot of figuring out, not only from the players, but from the coaching staff. But I feel like if anybody can figure it out for them, it's Ty Lue. They got a great coach, they got a great organization, and it just takes time.
Looking at these Memphis Grizzlies, man, they 6-15. You got Ja Morant with the countdown is on. He almost back. It's a
How
short
many
way.
games he got? How many games did he get suspended? 25?
25. He only got like 4 or 5 games left.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, his return is he's eligible to return. As a matter of fact, I don't know if that's going to be the actual return date, but
Yeah.
his suspension ends and he'll be eligible to return on 12/19 in New Orleans. So we'll see if
Mm.
that'll be the actual day that they bring him back, because that's a road game. They may want to wait and bring him back at home, because you know the road crowd's gonna be kind of vigorous on him when he first get back. So we'll see how that goes.
It's a lot of superstar, but I gotta admit, man, I missed that Ja.
What? We
I
miss
missed that.
seeing that. Them highlights
Yeah,
nightly and what he bring that it's a
I miss
different
seeing
level of
that Ja.
excitement now.
But I love how he's since this incident happened, how he's kind of disappeared from the spotlight.
No incident.
He
Salute to
done
you, young fella.
he done did what he's supposed to do. He accepted his responsibility like a man, stood 10 toes down in it, and now it's time to move forward. This here will pass, and it's only up to him to capitalize on it. And I think he's hungry. He's ready. He heard all the shit talking, and I think he got something to prove. So I'm excited for them. They've been kind of beat up this year, and you know they lost Adams beginning of the year. That was another piece that they dropped. They just been beat up. Marcus Smart haven't been playing all the time. They need that leadership back.
I want to give an early shout out, Black. I want to give Josh a shout out, because you remember this was one of the things that you and I talked about, not on the show, not on the air, but in private. Was like it was going to be very important for him to not show up on the radar during this time and not have nothing happen. And you got to give him a salute from all of the other stuff that he had going on. He hasn't had anything. We ain't heard nothing about Ja this whole time. The only
Yeah,
things that I've even seen is a couple little flicks of him working out in the gym, trying to stay ready or something. That's the only pop-ups or anything I've heard anything about him. So definitely big salute to him. And from all intents and purposes, he's changing everything around him and he's moving the right way, because for you to be out, Black, you know how this is. This is the season. This is when we locked in with our team, we playing. For him to be taken away from that, that gives a lot of chances for you to do some foolishness if you still doing that. So to show this,
yeah,
that he's showing growth and maturity by not having no type of nothing. We haven't heard
yeah.
anything about him. And like, to me, that's a great sign. So salute to you on that, Jock, because you done stayed out the way and you right here at the corner where you about to get back get back with your team and do what you do. So I feel like, he done made it over this hurdle, man, and that's in the past for him. And I think when he get back on the court and start really, really doing him, then he really gets to get away from all of that foolishness, because now we got these highlights and what I'm doing now to talk about. So salute
Yeah,
the
man.
job.
Shout out to Ja, man. I can't wait to see you get on that court again and do your thing, young fella.
All right, man. We got the weekly outlook, Black. I think, now the in-season tournament has ended. Everything's gonna be back to the regularly scheduled programs. It ain't gonna be no crazy court nights, no in-season game nights and stuff. But now we back to the regularly scheduled program. We got 13 games tonight. Got some good matchups tomorrow. Lakers and Mavs, Warriors, Suns, Kings and Clippers. Let's talk about that sleeper pick segment, Black. I think, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? We've been getting some people some money out there. I heard, little birdie told me on the social media, our picks been doing pretty good, Black. So, let's
Hmm.
keep it moving. Got some of the games tonight for our sleeper pick segment. We got Bulls at Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this is almost a shoe-in. Will Damian Lillard, aka Dame Time, have more or less than 23.5? Black
I think
23
he's
is
gonna have
light.
more.
That's light for him.
Yeah, more than 23.
Yeah, in Milwaukee too. I'm with you on that one. I'm going Dame will have more than 23.5. Same game, different player. Will Giannis, the Greek freak, will he have more or less than 11.5 rebounds? Now keep in mind, Black, he's averaging 10.6.
I think he'll have more than 11 rebounds tonight.
I'm on the same train. I'm going more than 10.6 rebound. I mean, more than 11.5 rebounds he will get tonight. Different game. We got the Mavs at the Grizzlies. Will Luka Doncic have more or less than 34.5 points?
Mm.
They best defender who would be guarding him, Marcus Smart, is still injured. He not playing. You know Smart will be all in his back pocket, but he ain't playing tonight. So
More than 34? I think Kyrie's out too. I think he's gonna have more than 34 points tonight.
I'm with you on this. I say he's gonna have more than 34.5 points tonight as well. I gotta go more. That's Luka the Don with Kyrie out, not available,
Yeah.
and Marcus Smart ain't in to guard him. Dylan Brooks is gone. Yeah, 34.5. Man, don't forget to go check out Sleep and remember to use promo code KH and you'll get up to $100 match on your first deposit. We got the random stat of the week, Black. Anthony Davis's 41 points, 20 rebounds, 5 and 4 stat line in the finals of the in-season tournament has only been matched or exceeded these totals one time in NBA history. In 1987, Joe Barry Carroll had 43, 24, 6, and 4. I was 7 years old at that point. I don't know who the hell Joe Barry Carroll is, but shout out to you, my dude. You did
You
that
know
damn
what's
thing.
crazy? I thought you were finna say Shaq. I thought that was the name you should say until you said the year. I was like, oh no, Shaq wasn't even in the league that year.
1987, bro. I don't know who Joe Barry Carroll is, but shout out and salute to you, my guy. You did that.
Yeah.
All right, what your shout out of the day is, Black? Who you got for the shout out?
Man, my shout out to the day. I've been trying to think about. I just I want to shout out the in-season tournament, man. It was and Las Vegas, man. I feel like it was a good thing. I feel like it's gonna get better and better as the years to come. I feel like LeBron solidified. If you don't feel like the in-season tournament don't mean nothing when you got LeBron James winning it and winning MVP, the guy who got every award that it possible in man to win an award. If you don't feel like the in-season tournament is something, man, like it is something. LeBron James has that award in his office. So shout out to the in-season tournament. Adam Silver, you did a great job, man. Vegas, you did a great job hosting it. I know that weekend was crazy. The Raiders had a game Sunday in Vegas, like from Thursday to Sunday. I think it was just going madness in Vegas, and I love to see it, man. I look forward to seeing next year.
Straight up, man. I want to give my shout out to Bronny James, man. We all know he had the incident with his health and didn't know what was going to be happening. Yesterday, he got to get out there on the court and make his season debut and start his
Yeah,
college career, man. It was a dope thing to see because his health was up in the air. You never want to see something like that, and he's somebody who could be a future star for us. So definitely salute to him, man. Got his first points, got in his first game. It's only up from here. So, salute and good luck the rest of the way to Bronny James, bro. That's a tap in. That's it right there. We got the in-season tournament covered. And now we back to the regularly scheduled program. So we still gonna be tapping in, but it ain't no more in-season tournament. We got the Lakers as the champions, LeBron is the MVP, and there you have it. We'll be
yep.
back when we be back, fellas. Knuckleheads out.